Sheryl, I'll start with you. What's your reaction to Caitlin Clark winning Time Magazine Athlete of the Year?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were.
Sheryl Swoopes is at it again. Just when the drama seemed over, she's stirring things up about Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year award. The Indiana Fever's GM, however, isn't having it.
But we've never seen anything like Caitlin.
New Fever GM Amber Cox isn't holding back. She's shutting down Sheryl Swoopes' claims, defending Caitlin Clark, and giving us a hilarious inside look at the Fever's locker room. Is this the end of Swoopes' credibility? Let's dive in.
She has so many fans, and you saw it across arenas. I mean, people are moving games because so many people.
Sheryl Swoopes is stirring the pot again, this time over Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year win. You'd think it would be a proud moment for women's basketball. Clark's face on that iconic red border is a huge step for the sport.
This time, the WNBA has been trying to get on this global scale, and I feel like that's the direction they are finally headed. I think that WNBA fans have always been proud supporters and pushers of the advancements of this league, but sometimes it takes a certain star of a certain caliber to really just expand and explode the league from the inside out, and that's what Caitlin Clark.
But nope, Swoopes couldn't let Clark have her moment. On Jill's Arena, instead of congratulating her, she started questioning the award criteria, like Time Magazine forgot how to pick an Athlete of the Year.
The fact that that's the very first WNBA player to ever win Time Magazine Athlete of the Year is pretty special. And my question is, like the criteria, is it based off of her performance on the court, which, yeah, she had a great year, or is it more about the impact that she had on the game this season?
What's wilder? Swoopes suggested A'ja Wilson should have been nominated instead. Wilson's great, but this moment was about recognizing Clark's impact. Swoopes' comments didn't just miss the mark, they took away from something that should have united women's basketball.
A'ja Wilson in there.
That was just basketball.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it just the performance on the court, or
No, it's global.
else?
I think it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Here's where it gets interesting. Amber Cox, the new GM of the Indiana Fever, isn't letting Swoopes' comments slide. In a recent interview, she came out swinging in Clark's defense, shutting down the negativity.
Caitlin Clark was recently named Time's Athlete of the Year.
Cox made it clear, Clark's win is huge for women's basketball. She highlighted how Clark is bringing in new fans, filling arenas, and inspiring future players. Cox firmly stated Clark deserved the award for both her on- and off-court impact.
I think Caitlin Clark deserved that award. What Caitlin Clark did, because so many eyeballs were on her, was she is a huge multiplier effect of that.
Cox went on to explain that this recognition isn't just for Clark, it's about elevating the whole sport. She pointed out how Clark's success is opening new doors and creating opportunities for all women athletes.
Like, I don't take anything away from other players that brought more eyeballs. Angel, Cameron, right? Like, the identity and how much brand recognition these players now have in college absolutely helped the WNBA.
And guess what? Cox isn't alone. Basketball experts are backing Clark, pointing to her record-breaking performances, the surge in viewership, and how she's changing the conversation around women's sports.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone.
Experts are saying what Swoopes missed. Athlete of the Year is about impact, not just stats. In 2024, no one did it like Caitlin Clark with her historic college season and record-breaking WNBA debut.
Now that her college career is over, it turns out there's nothing Caitlin Clark can't do!
With all the facts laid out, you'd think Swoopes would back down, right? Think again. Now she's targeting the entire Fever organization, suggesting Kelsey Mitchell's time in Indiana could be over. But let's see what's really going on.
Obviously, as we get into free agency, the number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season last year.
Kelsey Mitchell has been a key player for the Fever, but Sheryl Swoopes claims the team is sidelining her for Caitlin Clark. Swoopes even hinted that Mitchell might want to leave Indiana because of it.
Personally, here's where I think they did do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
If Swoopes is right, it could cause trouble for the Fever. Mitchell's free agency is approaching, and rumors like this could impact her decision. But since Swoopes hasn't been the most reliable source, let's hear from Amber Cox, the Fever's GM, to set the record straight.
So we want to reunite Caitlin and Kelsey. And Kelsey, when I think about her and her time in Indiana, and a lot of trials and tribulations throughout her career. So for me and for us, I'm most excited for her to be in this moment and experience so much success.
Cox shut down Swoopes' claims, stating Mitchell is a cornerstone of the Fever's future. She revealed plans to expand Mitchell's role and build a dynamic duo with Clark. Cox also confirmed that keeping Mitchell is a top priority, with efforts underway to make Indiana her long-term home.
Yes, we do have the opportunity to core her, and it would be sort of irresponsible of me if we didn't utilize that opportunity.
The bottom line, Swoopes makes claims with little evidence, while the Fever's GM stresses Mitchell's importance and their plans to keep her. There's more to this story than it seems.
I've always kind of flew under the radar. I've always kind of been that person or that player, very conservative, very introvert. So now I get to see the flip side of it. And it's kind of funny. I can laugh about it because I know it's come from a genuine place, but I embrace it from a standpoint of like people not guaranteed to see me play, and now that they do, I just hope I do right by it.
Sheryl Swoopes has been on a mission to discredit Caitlin Clark. She started with the wild claim that Clark was 25 and playing against teenagers, then predicted her game wouldn't work in the WNBA, calling her college success a fluke and spreading locker room rumors. Swoopes even said Clark would struggle with shooting, passing, and keeping up with pro players.
Are you surprised by Caitlin Clark and the Fever's improvement since the Olympic break?
What?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5.6
Is that
turnovers.
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Clark's rookie season has shut down all the doubts. She's scoring and assisting at a level that's impressing even veterans. While Swoopes keeps talking, Clark keeps proving her wrong, showing how rookies can lead in the WNBA.
This ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to.
You think about this team, and obviously I was not here, but you could see, and I've heard about how close this unit was. CEO all the way down through the company, every single person that I have talked to is, how can I help? Whatever I can do to lend to the success of the Fever, continue the growth, however I can. To a person, everybody wants to be a part of it. So it's really cool to step in this environment and have this entire organization pulling in the same direction.
I've always kind of flew under the radar. I've always kind of been that person or that player, very conservative, very introvert. So now I get to see the flip side of it. And it's kind of funny. I can laugh about it because I know it's come from a genuine place, but I embrace it from a standpoint of like people not guaranteed to see me play, and now that they do, I just hope I do right by it.
Surprised by Caitlin Clark and the Fever's improvement since the Olympic break.
What?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5.6
those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
But to me, that's not dominating. This ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like,